follow any real estate channels on social media, then you've probably come across this guy, Grant Cardone. He's admittedly a pretty charismatic character who's become a well-known social media influencer and successful business person. One of his more controversial hot takes is that home ownership is a bad investment.
In the 50s, they're like, everybody should have a home. They grinned. Everybody should have a home, right? Oh man, that's pretty good. We should call it something like the American dream. Can't just call it a house, right? Everyone should have one, right? They got the politicians behind it, yes.
Now, it's important to note that Grant Cardone makes his money by buying apartment buildings and collecting passive income from people paying him rent every month. So it's not a surprising take that he'd be yelling from the rooftops that everyone should be renting. And in the interest of full disclosure, I'm a realtor who makes a living off people buying and selling homes. So maybe not surprising that I see things differently. So let's look at the math over a 5-year span. We'll use a hypothetical purchase of a $450,000 home using a 5% down payment, 6.5% interest rate, and a 30-year loan. I've estimated and accounted for property taxes, insurance, annual maintenance costs. So you take your monthly mortgage over 12 months, plus your property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs, but then factor in the benefit of your tax write-offs. This works out to about $31,000 in housing costs per year. Let's play this out over 5 years once you're ready to sell the house and see how it looks. I'm factoring in 5% home value appreciation each year. That's lower than we've seen recently, but closer to what economists predict over the next few years. So we do often tell our prospective clients that in order to really reap the rewards of this process, you really need to commit to being in that home for 2 to 3 years. Next, we need to back out the costs of selling the house and then back out the costs of paying off the remaining mortgage balance. You won't have any tax on the capital gain because the IRS has a tax shelter for people selling a primary residence. Another bonus I hadn't mentioned yet, and you're left with net proceeds of $145,000. Now subtract out your original investment, the down payment and closing costs of $27,500. Your net gain was $117,000. Now remember, your total annual expenses to pay for and maintain the house was a little over $31,000 a year. So your total cash outlay to live in the house for 5 years is over $155,000. Subtract your net profit of $117,000. This means once you've sold at year 5, it really costs you about $644 a month to live in that home. Compare that to renting the same home at year 1 for $2,500 a month, spread out over 5 years with $50 a year increase in rent each year. That's what rents do. They aren't fixed like a mortgage. It would cost a total cash outlay over 5 years about $156,000. Almost exactly the same, except in this case there's no payoff at the end. So it works out to an average monthly cost for this rental of $2,600 versus average monthly cost of the house of $644. Now, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't offer up some of the benefits of a rental property, because there are some, particularly people who desire a more turnkey or, dare I say, streamlined lifestyle. You don't have to worry with maintaining the systems of a home, like the heating and air, fixing a broken garbage disposal, replacing a roof, or many times even cutting the grass. The landlord gets to worry with those things, and in some cases it offers more flexibility. There you have it, pretty cut and dry in my opinion. If you know that you plan to be in a home at least 2 to 3 years, then owning that property is hands down the way to go. I'd be happy to share this simple plug-and-play spreadsheet with anyone who's interested. It also works great for analyzing investment property. I use it all the time. Shoot me a note in the comments or contact us via one of the methods below.